5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the HVAC Uncensored podcast, guys. First of all, we like to always start it off to talk about the companies, the brands, the sponsorships, the affiliations that we have with this podcast, the companies that make this possible, man, people that show us love. And obviously, it's always first and foremost is going to be Yellow Jacket. They have been a rock for us since day one, since this podcast has started, and we thoroughly appreciate them, not to mention the awesome products that they put out. So, guys, more than 70 years ago, Jack Ritchie set a goal for Ritchie Engineering to become the standard by which all other hoses are measured. In the last 7 decades, the Yellow Jacket brand has not only become the standard in hoses, tools, refrigeration gauges, manifolds, HVAC vacuum pumps, and refrigerant recovery machines, it's become legendary. How have they done that? Through an unwavering commitment to excellence. It's the single most important attribute in the longevity of the company. While other companies sold out, sent work overseas, and lessened quality, the relentlessness and commitment of their people has led to 70 years of best-in-class products, first-in-class customer service, and innovations that make the contractors, that's us, jobs easier worldwide. So join them in the next 70 years as they commit to changing the standard once again. And real fast, guys, since we have the video, I want you guys to check this out, okay? This is their new YJ2 pump. This is not meant to be competing with like the big dogs, okay? I just want to say that first and foremost, and they know that. That's what they're saying. This is supposed to be like the more affordable, like kind of workhorse pump. So you younger techs out there that you don't have a bunch of money, you're just starting out right now, but you need a vacuum pump. Guys, I think this is going to be your go-to pump. I have tested this out. It's got good weight. It's compact. The thing works great. I've only used it twice, but it worked like a charm for me. So far, so good. I'm going to test this out and make a few more videos for this. And then me and Kelley are going to give this sucker away to one of you guys. Okay. So definitely stay tuned for that. All right. Next is going to be Webbit. We say it every week, man. And thank you to everybody who signed up. All you guys out there looking for a website, just starting a company, no matter what business it is, Webbit can do that for you. They take care of the podcast website. So if you are interested in their information, email us at hvacuncensored@gmail.com, and we will forward you our representative Tyler's information. Guys, it's $49 a month. They will create you a custom professional website, and it includes all the kit and caboodle as far as SEO, the search engine optimization. They're slowly adding more things, like if you want to store, E-Trade, all that kind of stuff. So check that out. And last, a new one that we have. So it's more for me, not for Kelley's clean-shaven ass, but to all of my bearded brothers out there. I have been using a company called Live Bearded for quite a while now. Excuse me. I think they make awesome products. It's really, really good stuff. It's great guys that own it. I've had a chance to speak with them. So we have a discount code, guys. If you go to make your next purchase, get yourself some beard oil, some beard butter, some beard wash, whatever. Have that beard smelling fresh, not walking around smelling like a ball sack. Put in HVAC Uncensored in the discount code. For right now, I'm pretty sure the H is capitalized and the U in Uncensored. So capital H, VAC, capital U, Uncensored in the discount box, and you get 10% off your next purchase. Yeah, and you'll love this stuff. All right, enough of me blabbering. Let's go.
I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands.
One nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless the USA. And with July 4th just passing, we love this great country and everything that it stands for.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
If you're trying to take your HVAC game to the next level, then buckle your seatbelt, crank up the volume, and try not to be offended, because you're listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast with Gil Cavey and Kelley McKay. Now, here's Gil and Kelley.
Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back, HVAC Uncensored Nation, to episode 49 of the HVAC Uncensored podcast. I think we're 49. I think I've actually lost count, but I'm pretty sure we're 49. I'll double check that. Anyway, man, we're back in business. Kelley is back. I missed you, brother.
Woo!
Yeah, Kelley wasn't here for our 1 year anniversary of the podcast, so we didn't get to spoon, man. I thought we were going to spoon for our 1 year anniversary.
I missed you for sure.
Yeah.
No, I went to Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, got to visit a very huge organization, just through another organization that I joined for some training there. This particular individual does $100 million, 13 locations, like insane. I'm telling you, like a well-oiled machine, like what we all aspire to be, crazy. I think somebody said, and I don't know if this is true or not, that the building actually used to be like a carrier factory that he purchased or something, but it is ginormous. Like I wish I knew what the square footage was, but it's just huge building, office. Like it was inspiring to see, because it's something that we would all, who wouldn't love to build a giant empire? I mean, of course it's going to come with some pain, and I'm sure they've been through lots of pain, just like everybody out there trying to grow a business, but it was still inspiring to see that it's possible.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can only imagine, especially when you just don't hear about it or watch it on like TV or something. When you get to see it firsthand, that's got to be powerful, man. I believe it.
Yeah, it was amazing culture. Amazing. Like their call center's bigger than my office, my entire office. Like crazy, I mean, thousands and thousands and thousands of calls. What's that?
Like not where I'm sitting, like the complex.
No. Yeah, like the whole building, So that's why you don't hear me saying, "Oh, look at my 1,500 square foot building," or what. No, I don't know what it is. It's more than that, but you get what I'm saying. It's nothing to like brag about. I'm very proud of it, but it's not,
as you should be.
Yeah. So
yeah, no, I get it, man. That's that's awesome, man. I would love to do something like that, man. And a lot of you guys might not know, man, but and that's Kelley's business, so I'm not going to say it, but I do give it to Kelley that he puts out a lot of money to better himself and to, put his money where his mouth is. Obviously, we all try to be entrepreneurs, and whether it's in HVAC or other little business, as far as rental properties or whatever that we do, but Kelley definitely for sure puts out a total of money, man.
Appreciate that. And that's very true. Like I could give myself a $50,000 raise. I could. And I'm not saying that to brag by any means, because I'm just saying if I chose at this point to stop my learning, I could just give that money to myself. But I don't choose to do that because I see the potential and the possibility, and I believe and have faith, and I have desire and drive to build something bigger. And so it's from what I've built so far, I can only go so far with that. I'm ready for the next level learning. And that's what it takes. Nowadays mentors are expensive, like extremely expensive. These organizations, like, I feel that there's a big gap and there's a need. That's why I built the courses that I've built, is because I'm sharing some stuff that I've learned, not just only in my business, but also that I've learned from these different organizations that I've joined, to help people get to the next level so they can join one of those organizations. Because it's impossible starting out. Your first 2 or 3 years, if you're starting with nothing, you didn't buy a company and you're not buying revenue that's already being produced, where you can just step right in and start taking a salary. If you can't do that, you can't afford these places. So that's why I do it. That's why I share the stuff on my YouTube channel and stuff. And because, man, there's a big gap there.
There is.
It's like,
And when Kelley told me how much he pays for these places, I mean, I had to like catch my breath. We were on the phone and Kelley was like, "Gil, are you still there?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, I'm just still surprised that you told me how much you pay for these places. And
it's insane.
And another thing is Kelley goes and he learns this stuff, and then he takes little bits and pieces and tells you guys. So it's not like you can listen to Kelley and still not go to these classes. That's not what he's saying. Yeah. He's just giving you a little tip of the iceberg, just a little taste. And then you still have to go do this kind of stuff. Like Kelley tells me stuff and he still tells me like, "Gil, you should still go though." Cause I'm only telling you just a little bit. You're still not going to get the whole big picture out of it.
Yeah. It's just a small piece of the pie. But if you're just starting out, or you've made it to maybe 500,000 or so, or 750, or you can't break that $1 million wall, man, soak up everything that I'm sharing. And I'm not, believe me, I'm not, I'm just a normal dude. Like I am driven, but other than that, like I'm not a guru by any means, and will never claim to be. And most of these guys out here that are even training, they're not gurus. They have the confidence to say, "I've got everything you need, everything. Well, I'm going to tell you, it's bullshit, and it's like that with any major product that you buy out there. I mean, any product that you've purchased online or any online digital learning, they promise the world and they don't deliver. So, and it's the same thing, but it's one more piece. It's one more piece of the puzzle. And that's all you can do. All you can do is all you can do. And as long as you're doing all you can do, it's enough. So it's one of those things that you just have to keep learning. And that's where I'm at. I just want to keep learning, man. I'm willing to sacrifice my earnings today for exponential earnings tomorrow.
Amen.
So, yep.
And that's the way it's got to be, man. And this, like Kelley said, man, this is going to be something for a driven person. This is not going to be for that guy that just, with the lotto mentality. That this is not for you.
Yeah.
This is for that guy that says, "I want to be here at this time, so I'm going to do this, and this to get there." That's for those people.
We're looking for the silver bullet.
Yeah.
I know you've looked for it. Mike's looked for it. I'm looking for it. It doesn't exist. It does not exist, period. There's not any one thing. It's a whole collection of things. And I believe in our business, there's so many things to track. There's so many things to know, the knowledge that you have to do just to be able to go run calls. And I mean, it's insane. So I believe it's just one more sliver of the pie. And eventually, before you know it, you're going to get the whole pie if you just keep working at it. It just doesn't happen overnight. And there is no silver bullet. So as much as we'd love to search out there for this one thing that's going to exponentially grow our business, man, it all starts with you, period. And it ends with you.
And guys, that's why a lot of times, and I'm going to say this, man, people, and I'm not going to throw names out there just because it's not worth it, but no. I see things in some of these other different live streams, and guys make comments, that me and Kelley talk about sales all the time and stuff like that. Well, guess what? A lot of people must like it because there's a shitload of downloads to the podcast, and email after email after email of people emailing us asking questions about that.
You're bumping your laptop, so your camera's like doing this.
Oh shit!
With your elbow. So I'm just going to stop you from doing that.
No,
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was leaning too far on the desk because I got my
Gotcha.
microphone all the way out.
Gotcha.
But yeah, people say that we talk about, sales too much and we talk about different things. And first of all, I don't really give a damn, especially coming from certain people. But guys, the main thing we get on here was we just try to give you guys different tools that we know that have helped us be successful. Does that mean that we know everything or, the way that we do things is the only way? No. I mean, throughout this podcast, if we give hundreds of different little tips and you take 10 of them and you run with it and become successful, then we're happy, man. We just want, like we said, and I always say at the end of every podcast, me and Kelley want you guys to be the most successful version of you. Whatever it is that you want, what you want in life, in your career, in your job, might not be the same thing that the next guy wants. So it's not like it's some cookie cutter thing that's like, oh, everybody's got to do this. So everybody's going to take this information and do something different with it. So I just want to say that first and foremost.
Yeah, everybody defines success as something different. So it's what does success mean to you? That's what you really got to think about. And take the time, just like stop for a minute and just think about it and define what is success. And then after that, then you can put a plan together and start going after it. But one thing that I'll say about sales is that and I think I've talked about this analogy before because my father-in-law used to say, you do a service call, it's like shooting a rabbit, you get to eat for a day. Have you ever heard me say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then like you shoot a deer, you get to eat for a week. Shoot a moose, you get to eat for a month. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to have skinny, hungry kids if you're the guy who fixes everything and never has a repair versus replace conversation and never decides to do what's right for the customer and give them the option because you're so proud of yourself fixing another old piece of shit unit. Good luck, because your business will struggle financially forever as long as you stay stuck in that mindset.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. And
it's the truth.
Yeah. We're not saying you can't fix it sometimes, but you're at least bringing up the option that you're not just fixing it and never saying anything else about anything else.
No, a lot of that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, they're proud of themselves because they were able to fix this 25-year-old unit. And they post pictures on Facebook, and I'm ashamed to see that stuff. That's not right for the customer, and it becomes a point where how much was that repair? How many hours? Because sometimes the really old equipment, it takes a lot longer to change out a condenser fan motor in. Might take you 2 hours, 2.5 hours. So your bill should reflect how long it took you to make that repair. And by the time it's all said and done, is it worth putting $600, $700, $800, $900 into a 25-year-old system? If you think so, good luck growing your business. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I'm just being blunt, and you can get pissed off or whatever you want. I don't care, because you're going to be poor, and other companies and other people who develop and adopt a different mindset around this and do what's right for the customer, they're going to thrive.
And when people say, oh, well, the customer didn't have any money. Well, guess what? When that system finally dies, they're not going to have any money then either. So
exactly.
It's not like the situation's going to change. Like they're going to win the lottery and now all of a sudden I can replace my HVAC system. I get it. They're probably on a fixed income. They don't have a lot of money, but they're going to need to cross that bridge regardless. So why not do it now rather than spend $1,000 to fix that old system when they're going to have to cross that bridge anyway? It's not like you're diverting them so now they never ever have to deal with it. You're just delaying it. That's all you're doing.
Yeah, you hit the nail on the head right there, saying, if they don't have the money now, what makes you think they're going to have the money a year from now?
Yeah,
they're not. So, but I promise you, one of two things, it's not that they don't have the option to repair it, but I wouldn't put any warranties on that shit. And, I mean, none, because that's their option. If they want to find somebody else to come repair it, fine. I wouldn't care, but chances are they're going to have to borrow the money from somebody. They got parents or a grandma, grandpa, or a cousin or somebody lend them the money, and a year from now it's gonna be the same story. So might as well get it done now. Start saving money now. Hey, and maybe they'll have some money when they stop paying $350 a month for their utility bills every month. Yep. You know, maybe then they'll start having some money. So do them a favor and have that conversation. And when it doesn't make sense to repair it, be the professional and don't repair it. Say, look, we've put enough money into this system. I'm not willing to repair it anymore. You need to replace it. I apologize for this, but it's time. I've been telling you for the last 5 years or whatever, you know, that it's time. Just have the conversation. Man up. Man up.
And me and Kelley talked about this too. When you think the loyalty from a customer, and I've seen it happen firsthand, where 5 years you're milking this thing. You think you're doing the right thing by your patching this old thing. And so you would think that when they buy a new system, you got it locked in, man. They're going to buy the new system from you. Guess what? It's not locked in. I've had it happen where you give them a price, they don't make a decision. You're like, oh, okay. Maybe they want to think about it. And you call back a week later. Oh, we got it replaced. We went with Joe Blow's Heating and Cooling. You're like, you got to be shitting me. Like, we've been milking this thing along for 5 years, and then you go with somebody else because they're a couple $100 cheaper than me.
I was going to say they saved $300.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Guys, it's not, I get it that I want to help people too. And sometimes you have to help someone even when they don't realize you are really doing what's best for them.
And I've said this before, you know, if you've been in this industry for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, like, I promise you have a heart of service, like, and that's why you're still here. That's why you're still in the industry. You appreciate, you care about people, and you want to help people any way possible. But when it comes to an expensive repair in a really old unit, help them make the decision to replace it. So yeah, I don't know how we got, well, you're talking about people bitching about talking about sales, but man, everything relies on sales. So get over it. Get over yourself if you got a problem with that, because it is reality. And if you want to keep struggling in your business, in your company too, you know, service technicians, if you get some type of a spiff for selling something, it makes sense to have those conversations every time you get on a piece of equipment that's doesn't make sense to repair anymore. So,
yeah, no, I just brought it up because I saw something somewhere that somebody made a comment. And it just finds it funny. And like I said, I'm not going to say I have to. I'll talk to the person directly.
So we didn't even do any small talk. Well, first, I want to say it's been a privilege and an honor to be on this podcast with you for over a year. It's fucking hard to believe, isn't it, brother? It is fucking hard.
Yes.
I mean,
this year has flown by, and
49 times us getting together for 2.5 hours to record a 1 hour podcast. Like, that's a lot of time we've spent together.
Yeah. I mean, not to mention all the other stuff, you know, phone calls in between and talking about different things. And, like I said, when me and Kelley first started this, we never, ever thought that it would, we didn't think this many people would listen to it. You know what I mean? And I don't say that like trying to be like, oh, look at us. Yeah. Podcasters. No, that's not what I mean. I remember in the beginning, like I said last week, if me and Kelley got, you know, to like 1,000 downloads, you know, like I'd call Kelley and I'm like, dude, man, we got 1,000 downloads. And we'd be like, right, man. Yeah. I'll put it to you this way. I'm not going to say how many, but we are way more than that. Way more than that. And it's crazy. And I don't, so somebody likes what we say. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody likes what we're talking about. So we'll take it, but I can't wait to see what the next year holds. We have some different things we're trying to do. Like I told you guys before, we have our merch line coming. And me and Kelley were just talking about, I told him that we really kind of missed the boat on the merch line. And I've had so many people hit us up. So that is definitely coming between all the different products that you guys have asked for. So we're in the process of doing that and going to get that up on the website so you guys can just go there and buy, do whatever you want. But, okay.
Hails, yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be cool.
But,
it'll be cool.
we're gonna.
Oh, so, yeah, we can transition to that because you said something just a second ago. You're like we're not sure where it's going to go next year or something. I immediately thought, well, I know one thing. Gil's been working a lot of hours.
Yes.
Ton of hours. And he's been taking call for his guys all the time because he's short on technicians right now. I know a lot of you guys out there are short on technicians. And there's been days where we're short on technicians too. It's something we all deal with. But so how do we overcome that for one thing? And how do we stop taking call as a business owner or a manager? How do we stop taking call? Like, I think that's a good conversation.
It definitely is, man, because we had let someone go back a little while ago, and I felt bad for my guys since we were already short staffed. So I put myself in the on-call schedule just to try to give them a little more break. And I still like being in the field and doing things. That's fine. But I screwed myself because this guy, we need to do better with our on-call schedule, especially for holidays, because it's just a normal on-call schedule. And if you happen to get a holiday, then, sorry about your bad luck. That's how it's always worked. So by me taking that guy's spot, I had Memorial Day. I had Father's Day, which you guys know I have 4 children. And I had July 4th. I just did. I mean, I can't tell you how many hours I worked this last week, man. Like it's crazy to tell you guys. Normally me and Kelley record like Tuesday, Wednesday night. Obviously this week with July 4th, we were going to change it a little bit anyway, but I've been so busy. It is Sunday and this podcast will be out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm guilty too. I don't know if you were available Wednesday night, but I was not going to be available. So, but yeah, I think, and you know what? Even if you didn't work so many hours, if you're still taking the phones and you still have the possibility of getting called out, like that's going to take a part of your mind away from your family. And, because you're kind of, let's be honest, it's a little bit of a burden to be on call, no matter who you are. It's a burden. So, and you're carrying that burden, whether you get called out or not. So that's my point, is just that even if you didn't work, if you're somebody else, I know Gil's had to work tremendous amount of hours over these last 3 holidays, and because he's been, stepping up as a leader, and I appreciate that, and it's admirable, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But even if you didn't have to actually get called out, it's still, man, it's a burden, and you're being pulled away from your family.
Yeah, it gets to be a lot, and I feel like I hate to assert my power and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, I'm not doing this anymore. I mean, I try to do the right thing, but I'm not going to, I've been in this field longer than these guys. I've done the holidays, going out on Christmas, going out on Thanksgiving, it's their time to do this. I've already done it, so I'm not doing it anymore. So,
and I'm going to be his accountability buddy. I'm going to hold him accountable, because that's the deal. Like, you shouldn't, you're in a different position than they are. And so if you're a business owner, or you only got two techs or 3 techs or whatever, and you're in rotation strictly because, and I'm not saying that it's always the right time to do that, but in Gil's situation, you know what? It's the right time to do that, period. And it's something that he doesn't have. He's got a lot of control, but he don't have 100% control of how many techs you guys have, because you're not managing the bank account. So it's not your fault at this point that you didn't hire 2 extra guys way before summer came, so they could be ready to help on call. So I just feel like there's got to be a time where you just say, I'm not going to take call anymore. Now, if you lose 2 guys, I understand. You may have to go back in rotation. And making this transition from like ownership or the next level of leadership or whatever you want to call it, sometimes, it's a gray area. Sometimes you got to jump back in and help. I totally get that. But where you're at right now in your career, like you can't keep doing this, man. So I'm going to hold you accountable. You got to stop and you know, it's all it is a conversation.
Yeah.
And you shaking the guilt. Shake the guilt.
Yeah. And like we talked about before, it's not like I'm forced to do it. It's me. You know what I mean? So it's not like I can be like, man, that asshole. No, it's me. I've chose to do it. So the only person who had to stop it was just me saying I'm not gonna do it anymore. I just never did that. So yeah, it sucked. I try to. Well, for one, I like what I do. I still like being out there, which is a problem because I do need to be in the office more and not in the field. And I've been doing a better job of that. I have. And we did try to hire people when you know, like before summer came, and it's just been so hard trying to find decent guys or guys that can pass drug tests and so on. So it wasn't like for a lack of effort. We tried.
Yeah. So here's the solution that I found that works well for us when it comes to always, like, we always have apprentices, always. So like, and I think this is the key. This is what I've learned. The key to growing my business is that, for one, I'm happy to take somebody outside the industry, 100% happy. For two, those guys are apprentices. So yeah, does it make the most sense to always have two guys riding together? No. But hey, there's going to be a time where I can split those guys up, and now he's got his own truck. Now I just doubled my workforce. Like the staff that I have right now, by next year, I'm going to have 3 more guys that are in trucks. And then it's going to be time, like towards the end of this year, I'm going to be looking for new apprentices to hire. And so it's a never ending cycle of training people to the point where they're ready. And do we lose some? Sure, we lose some. But I've been pretty lucky that most of them, through a good team and good leadership, they want to stay and they see the potential and the possibility in our company. And so they know that, you know, I want this to be their forever company. So, but always having an apprentice lined up that's learning, you know.
Well, see, we've talked. That's my problem. I got too many apprentices.
Yeah.
I need some like full-fledged technicians.
Well, you're on the cycle now, though. As long as you keep these guys, you train them up right. So when they're about to be ready, it's time to hire a couple more. So you're on the right path. It doesn't happen overnight.
And it's, you know, like we've talked about the progression rate of those guys. Like some guys progress at different points. Like, and I'm not going to say names because they all listen to this. So, and I don't want them to hear things on this. I don't want them to hear it this way. But even though they probably know, like one guy is progressing very good. He's, you know, he's moving in good kind of all around as far as technical sales, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. Another guy did pretty good sales wise, but technically is just, he's not hitting the mark at all. I mean, it's been fucking callback city, and you get to the point where it's like, what do you do? I mean, but he's a great guy. I love him to death. I mean, he's, you know, strong as an ox. So,
I mean, it's more training. And if there's still no progression, then you got to make a decision. You know, maybe there's some other position in the company. If he's a great guy and everybody gets along with him and he shows up every day, maybe there's a different position in the company that he could take. But if that's not the case, then we're going to have to, you know, unfortunately, some people just don't get it, and they don't last.
Nah. Hey, good.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think we're going to have to get to that point. I really, really hope not. I think it's going to be a wake-up call. It's just some of you guys, when you're younger, you get trapped in that spot when you start to make a little bit of money. That's like you try to play both roles. Like you want to be like Mr. Technician when it's time to get paid and you want more money, or when you're around the customer and it's, you know, I'm the technician. But then when you don't know something or can't figure something out, it's, you know, I'm, you know, then you want to play play the rookie role or play the apprentice role. And you can't play both. If you want to make big boy technician money, then you need to be a technician and you need to take your lumps and do what you got to do. You can't play both roles. If you want to be that rookie guy and make a mistake, that's fine. But you can go back to making 16, 17 bucks an hour versus the guy making 25 bucks an hour. That's how it works. You know, you can't get the 20 something dollars an hour pay, but then be the guy always fucking up, making the stupid mistakes. It doesn't work that way.
No.
And I think that's the problem. And guys, we always say this, if you want to be good at your job, not even just like sales stuff, technical, you have to do things on your own time. That means you actually give a shit about your future and you care about what you're trying to do when you go home and you're reading books. And I understand you have families and stuff like that. I get that. So I'm not, but everybody has a free moment when you're taking a dump, something, reading a book, you know, instead of watching
a YouTube video. Yeah,
exactly. Instead of watching dumbass videos on your phone that aren't helping you, watch a video like, oh yeah, shit. And then it's amazing how that stuff starts to click. So,
man, you want to focus, you want to increase your career, start really working on your focus and your attention span and your concentration, because that's the problem. Man, with all this technology right here in our pockets, it's like, you know, another alert goes off and you jog over to that. Oh, I'm going to check my email. Oh, somebody liked my video or liked my comment on here, and you check that. So there is a ton of great information on YouTube already for learning anything. But the problem is people won't stay on there and watch the whole damn video. They'll watch 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I mean, I'd love to know what the average watch time is, but I promise you it's probably national average, probably 2 or 3 minutes. And that's about the longest it'll hold our attention. Well, you got to stop that shit. Like focus on what you're doing right now. Focus on that video. If you can't take 7 minutes out of your fucking time to look at a fucking 7-minute video,
it's that instant gratification. But
yeah,
to play on what you said there, I don't know this guy's name, and not that I care, but he does one of those advertisements for like marketing. I think he's like a Australian guy or something, where he's sitting by a fire and he's Facebook, get rid of it. Instagram, get rid of it. Like beers with your bodies, get rid of it. Like all that shit. But he talks about shit. Microsoft, owner of Microsoft, Bill Gates.
Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Gates, and then oh my God, I'm trying to tell a story. I can't remember the names. It's Bill Gates and
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett.
Those two names seem to be said a lot together.
Well, I think that they were friends before, you know, when they were younger, and apparently Bill Gates' dad told them, he said, I want you to write down the most important thing to help you reach your goal. And both of them, not knowing what the other one wrote, they both wrote focus.
100%.
These guys are billionaires. Some of the richest people in the world, billionaires. Focus. Guys, that's how important it is. You know, you have to be willing to stay focused, sacrifice things. And I've struggled with it, guys, even like not even in life, with this podcast. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to do this. Okay, well, I'm not doing it. Well, why aren't you doing it, Gil? Instead of sitting there watching somebody else's video, which, hey, it's a great video. I got a lot of buddies on YouTube. But if I'm watching their content, I can't make my own. Okay? I don't want to be a spectator. I want to be somebody. I want people watching my content. So little things like that I got to cut out. It's harder when I got to work and family, but there's still downtime that I have. I don't know why I'm looking at this screen, but
I'm looking at the bottom right-hand corner all the time instead of looking up at my camera because that's where when I look down in this direction, I'm looking right at you right now.
Yeah.
Which is not in front of the camera. So,
well, when the people watch the video, whoever's talking, our face will be bigger.
Okay.
Like if this was a live stream and we were watching the actual YouTube thing, whoever's talking, your face should go up and down. Should.
Gotcha.
But yeah. Anyway, that's what I was saying. But,
So yeah, focus. Watch the video till the end so you can take all the little nuggets from it and learn from it, whatever it may be. If you're learning how to change an expansion valve or how to replace a compressor or how to be a better manager, a better leader, whatever it is, watch the whole damn thing. Stop getting distracted and get off of it. And if you can increase your focus and your attention, man, you'll increase your life. Yeah. But let's talk about, before we get off the subject, I'll tell you what we've done, and hopefully you guys will start to do too on our, so who's going to take call? Who's going to take call? How do you solve this problem of like, oh, we lost a guy and now Gil steps up and has to take 3 holidays in a row? So what we've done is that any technicians, I don't care if it's just 2 technicians that you have or 3 or 4 or 5, or of course, if it's just you, you're taking all the holidays, and I'm sorry, and but you're stuck with that. But if you get to the point, or you work in a company with 2 or 3 technicians, well, every year we sit down sometime in December and we lay out all the holidays and what days they fall on. And we just let the technicians decide who wants to be on call when. Because what we found is that just because Christmas might be really important to me or Thanksgiving is really important to me doesn't mean that it's the most important holiday for Jesse or Mike or Bob. Those holidays might not be as important as 4th of July or Memorial Day. Those might be more important. So it just depends on the person, and you don't know that. So don't assume that somebody doesn't want to take Christmas for your company just because you wouldn't want to take Christmas for your company. It might not be as important as a holiday, or they may not be able to get with their families. Maybe Thanksgiving's way more important. So it's just a case of hashing it out before the holidays come up. And if for any reason somebody can't take it that holiday because of a change of plans, I mean, it's hard to plan out for a year. So something could always come up to where they can't take it that weekend. Well, then it's their responsibility to swap with somebody who can. Yeah. And it's not management's responsibility. Now, if they don't get it done, of course, management's got to step in, and that there may be a rare occasion where Gil would have to step in and take that holiday, but not very often.
Not as much as I do.
Yes.
I work more than anyone. I feel like I work more now than I did when I was a peon sometimes, so, but real fast, man. I guess I'm going to break this news to you because you see me sweating bullets over here. I guess I didn't press that record button on this mixer enough. So,
okay, great.
Audio. So this is what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to say this on here for the video. So we're obviously not doing this again. That's not going to happen. So we are going to have this video podcast out, and me and Kelley actually have another podcast we recorded a while ago that I've just had sitting there. So we'll give you a 2-for-1 deal this week, that you'll have this topic video wise, and then on the podcast apps, I'll edit that other one and put that out, because I've had trouble ripping the audio from actual Google, from like YouTube. I don't know. It sounds horrible.
Weird.
Yeah, I can try it again, and if that works, then I'll put this out. But I just happened to look over, and I guess I did not press it because I'm like, that button's not supposed to be green. And then I pressed it and it went red. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me.
In Gil's defense, we have not had that mixer for very long. So there's still lots of stuff that it can probably do that we're still learning. That Gil's still learning,
We've had it for a little bit, but this is the first time we've started using it this way. We've been putting it off, and now we're finally doing it the way we want to do it. And got to hit the button. Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah, man, we've been on it for a little bit, man. This is the first episode back with Kelley. We had a little off note there. We are going to start doing some more live streams, man. Like I said, we have an uncensored team of like moderators and other people who do the group with us, guys that they just do some behind the scenes stuff for us. If God forbid we need something, I know some of those guys are helping with the merch line. So yeah, we want to try to do some live streams obviously we're gonna do some giveaways. We want to do one for celebrate our anniversary of 1 year, even though it's a little late. Me and Kelley will talk about that now that Kelley's back. Yeah. So getting some more live streams, some more videos on there. I have a few things that I recorded, nothing extravagant, just some stuff to put on the channel I think you guys might like, and some reviews of some of these products that people are sending us, just to give my honest opinion, whether you should buy it, you shouldn't buy it, who should buy it, like at what stage in your career, that kind of stuff. But it should be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Close.
Yeah.
Out.
I don't know how long we've been on here because I didn't check the time before we started. So
if I pressed record, I would have known because it has a timer.
Oh yeah.
It's like bars.
We've been on here for 2 hours and we're No, I don't. I'm guessing we started around noon or so. So it's probably about 45 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
It feels like longer because we've had some good conversation, good topics today. So,
well, plus we talked for a long time before we ever even hit the button. So, whatever. We'll figure it out. But all right, buddy, let's go ahead and close it out, man.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Be sure to share this. Share it. Leave us a review no matter where you heard it, even if it's just on YouTube. This particular episode, if you're seeing it on YouTube, write us something, ask us any questions. We'll be happy to answer them, but share it with your friends, family, coworkers. And thank you so much for your support. This is Sunday. We are here Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon. Like I've said before 100 times, we would not do this if it weren't for the support and the love that you guys show us, because otherwise the little bit of money that we get, it's not worth it. But it's because we know we have some stuff to offer, and I know that some of this content has helped some of you guys, and I'm very proud of that. And we want to help you even more. And just keep listening. Be sure to subscribe. And no matter what you do, where you go, who you're with, go make money.
Yeah, man. You guys know that we appreciate all you guys so much, man. Like Kelley said, we wouldn't do this if it wasn't for you guys. It's definitely not for the money. I mean, I could stop doing this podcast and my life wouldn't change as far as how I live. I just have a bunch of shit in my basement that would just be decoration. But yeah, guys, whether, like Kelley said, whether you're on YouTube or on one of the podcast apps, leave us a review, preferably a 5-star review. That just helps us get noticed when it comes in the HVAC world. So, or just podcasts in general, just helps the rankings. So definitely, if you could leave us a review, that would be great. Especially it helps out against some of those people that got kicked out of the Facebook group and they go leave a 1-star review. Like, you guys fucking suck, man. You kicked me out of your group. So it helps combat those people that it's not even a legitimate review. The other thing is, wherever you want to leave them, whether the Facebook group, you want to email us, HVACuncensored@gmail.com. Put them in the comments for YouTube, however you want to do it. If you have any questions for us, put it in there, because me and Kelley, we like to have a Q&A session at the end of every podcast, but the questions aren't, sometimes we get them, sometimes we don't. Or they'll be random and we'll just answer them on an individual basis. But we would like to have them coming in every week to be able to have that segment in the podcast. So we have some more segments that are going to be coming in. We want to try to get back to mine and Kelley's old, where we had Kelley's Go Make Money segment and stuff like that. So we want to try to get back into the groove of different segments. But that'll be happening here shortly. Other than that, guys, I hope everybody had a great July 4th, man. You guys had a safe weekend. Nobody lost any fingers, toes, etc. Yeah, all that good stuff. But
Kelley marked safe on July 4th, 2019.
But yeah, everyone, we appreciate you guys, man. We love you to death. Thank you so much for all the support you've given us through over the year. This has been a great year because of you guys, first and foremost. So yes, thank you very much. And thank you to everybody else who's made this possible. All the guys behind the scenes, the HVAC Uncensored team, who helps run the group and different things that they do for us. Some of the other people out there who have answered questions, like one person starting out, Zach from Shop Talk, he really did answer a lot of questions when he could have told me to go screw myself, and he didn't. So I really do appreciate that when it came to audio and technical questions. So I do appreciate that. Yeah, I'm done. Let me stop talking. Sorry I didn't hit record. That's my bad. So we'll see how this works out. But guys, remember, man, be safe, man. Always make it home the same way you left. You always got someone to make it home to. Guys, set yourself apart. Always do the little things the next guy's not doing. All right? We want you guys, like we always say, to be the best version of you. All right? Stay focused. Do what you got to do. Be a fucking rock star out there. And yeah, until next time, we love you motherfuckers, and we'll talk at you later. Peace.
Peace.
Thanks for listening to the HVAC Uncensored podcast. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, or email us anytime at hvacuncensored@gmail.com. Now, get back to work. Shut this down. The views and opinions shared on the HVAC Uncensored podcast may not necessarily be the views and opinions of our podcast.
Bye, y'all.